Hey guys, I'm Anna with Explore Jacksonville, and today we're at the Jacksonville Center for the Performing Arts, and we're about to take a tour backstage with Ken, the stage manager of Les Mis. Let's go see what he has to say. I'm so excited to be here with you, and I wanted to just learn a little bit more about what's coming here to Jacksonville. What are the dates of the play? What is everybody excited for?
We will be here in Jacksonville tonight, April 1st, Tuesday through Sunday, April 6th. We have 2 shows on Saturday, 2 shows on Sunday.
Can you share behind the scenes secrets? What's going on backstage here?
You're gonna get me in trouble. A lot goes on backstage here. We've got a very complicated and large production that we're touring across North America. We have 11 tractor trailers worth of equipment. We have nearly 80 human beings that travel with us. Between our 40-some cast members, we travel our entire orchestra, 15 players, plus our crew, plus our management and staff. So we're a traveling city. We're a traveling family, albeit sometimes dysfunctional, but we're still a family that loves each other and travels the country, and getting to tell this amazing story and visit places like Jacksonville, is actually no secret. We're all keenly aware of the history of the show, the responsibility that we all have, whether we're on stage singing downstage center in a spotlight or whether we're up in the rafters running the spotlight. We know that we're telling an amazing story, as important as it's ever been to tell, and that hopefully, the people who come here in Jacksonville, whether it's the first time they're seeing the show, the 7th time they're seeing the show, whether it might be their first Broadway show. What's exciting is we show with the longevity we have is, people who saw the show when they were younger or their first play they saw in high school, now they're bringing their high school age students. It's our responsibility to carry that on and to make sure these people who fill these beautiful red seats at the Performing Arts Center in Jacksonville leave here changed. Theater, it's something you don't get from movies, you don't get from television. As wonderful as it's the fact that there are going to be 40 live people and 15 live musicians, that you will be able to feel their energy.
Everybody sees the magic when they come to the show. Nobody sees all of this hard work they're putting out behind us here. So how long does it take to set everything up for the show?
The real magic. Uh, it takes approximately 16 hours to set everything up. We've got roughly 100 people back there behind the scenes working right now. Everything from unloading the trucks and rolling everything into its place to doing ironing and laundry of over 1,000 costume pieces in the play, and getting everything set so when the cast comes in tonight, they have a smooth transition to a new theater and a new city, and they get to tell the story and do the play that we've been doing in theaters literally around the world, but certainly around the country. It's always a challenge. Our job is to make it not a challenge. Um, and so that the audience never, everything the audience sees always stays the same. It's what's backstage that changes every city and keeps everybody on their toes. Maybe your dressing room was upstairs last week. This week it might be down in the basement. All these different things that are just parts of touring. That's the joy of touring, is that, and also we get to see it. We get to be residents of Jacksonville for a week.
Right. I was going to ask you as well, when you're touring here across the country, you said you've been on the road for how long?
I personally have been on the road for the better part of the last 25 years. It's like my 5th or 6th time to Jacksonville with several different shows. And the fun part of that is like, oh yeah, I remember that coffee shop. Oh yeah, but for lunch we can walk to, this place. So, that's the fun again of, living in a different city every week or 2 or month. If you like to travel and, like I do, it's like, I couldn't ask for a better gig.
Now, I was going to ask you, what inspired you to want to be a stage manager?
Early on, I found this avenue, this career, because it fulfilled my artistic wants and creativity. We probably all were a performer in high school and then gave the absolute worst audition to get into a college theater program that's ever been given. But I knew I wanted to be in this world. And so luckily found this avenue where, I get to exercise, I don't know which one's which, the right and left side of my brain. So I get to make the schedule and be the organizer, but I also get to watch, the show and be involved in the creative side. And that's the joy of being a stage manager, is we work on the assembly line of the car, and then as stage managers, we work on the assembly line, and then we get to drive the car. So we get to work on everything, and then, we get to live and be a part of the everyday aspect. And I interact with everybody, the musicians, the cast, the crew, the local folks in each theater that we encounter, the staff, hundreds of people a week. and it's a delight.
And I'm sure you meet a lot of creative people, wonderful people that have been performing at these shows. What have been your top 3 shows that you've done so far?
I've had the pleasure of doing, like I said, over 25 years, I've done Hairspray and The Full Monty and Ragtime and Chicago and The Lion King and Les Mis and Cats, because I'm old. And it sounds like a cliche, but it's the show I'm working on now. I was blessed to get the phone call not too many months ago to see if I was interested in coming back on the road post-pandemic, and I was like, for this show, I would do anything. I remember getting the original London cast album when for albums, and then getting the Broadway cast album, and getting the symphonic cast album. I've got 6 copies of the Les Mis soundtrack in various forms, and so now I get to hear the music every night and get to be a part of it.
What advice would you give someone who's interested in pursuing a career in stage management?
I would expand that to stage management or any of the roles backstage. So many people see the performers on stage in the spotlight as well. They should be, but don't realize someone's job is to run that spotlight or to decide when the lights come on or to work the microphones so that we can hear them singing, or to teach them the music in the music department, or to work on the scenery and do all the things that are happening behind us, as well as obviously stage managing. Know that those are career options that we need people for. We need young people coming up in the business to take on these jobs. Learn as much as you can, be it in high school, college, community theater. Anytime you're on stage on an elevated platform or supporting someone who's on an elevated platform telling a story, you're doing theater of some sort. And I would say I have had a wonderful career on Broadway and on touring, but there are local theaters, not practically, in every city in North America, around the world, that you can be as equally fulfilled in working in and telling stories. Just get out there, get on the internet now. You can do a Google search of backstage jobs or theater jobs. You can find out what's happening in your community, and then just build relationships, get your face out there and get experience, build that resume, and don't be afraid to jump in.